Okay, so this is our week 2 webinar that is obviously being pre-recorded. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it here. So our agenda for tonight is to go over some quick, just general class things. If you were here at the week 1 webinar, you probably already know these things, so I'll go through them quickly. And then we'll go over the week 2 assignments. Okay, so first of all, when will grades be posted? I will be doing my best to post the grades as soon as I can after, at the earliest, the Tuesday after the class ends. So the class ends the Saturday of the last week of class. I will be trying to post grades, excuse me, for by Tuesday or so. It could be a little bit later. That's just the earliest that I could post grades, so just be ready for that. All grades are posted at the same time as far as I know, so if you need a little bit of extra time, just I sometimes can grant that, but just keep in mind that everybody's waiting for everyone else to finish the assignment so I can post the grades. Discussion boards, try to do these earlier in the week. They make a little more sense if you don't wait till the last day. And it makes it easier to respond to other people if you do that as well. But you do obviously have the whole week to turn them in. If you can label parts of your responses, if it says, for instance, talk about this and this, if you can label those two parts, that makes it easier for me to see those two parts and not miss anything. I also have a website at this address right here that has some samples of work and some tips and things like that that you might want to check out. Weekly meetings, obviously we're on week 2, so you found this one. Week 3 may be pre-recorded. I think I might just let you guys decide now that you've seen a live webinar and a pre-recorded webinar. I might let you guys go ahead and just decide who we want to do for week 3. Week 4 is to be determined. We may do something like a Twitter chat or something different, hopefully fun like that. I'll update you as I know more. Rubrics, of course, always check rubrics so you don't miss points. That's a given for any class. Okay, so week 2 assignment. We have our narrative and storyboard. Basically, you're going to be describing your training web page. This is going to be done in a word processing document. I'm going to go ahead and bring up a sample here so you can see that. Okay, so here is our example. This is on the class website, so you can see this for yourself. In fact, I believe there are 3 of them there. But you can see this is kind of like a normal paper for a little bit. They're just answering a few questions that are outlined in the description on the class website. But then basically what they do is they pretty much design the layout of their web page, of this training web page. So they've got some pictures and some explanations. You can even see they have a spot like, oh, there's going to be a YouTube video right here. So they didn't have to put it, but they just had to describe it. So you're basically kind of storyboarding out, like it says, like the title implies, your web page so you can know where you want to put things and how things are going to be outlined. This is nice because this is very important when you're doing a training like this. It needs to make sense. The flow of it needs to be good. So you're going to want to design this before you actually jump in and make your web page would be very, very helpful. So go ahead and check these out, and that's basically what you're doing for the first assignment for this week. Okay, your discussion boards. There are 2 discussion boards this week, and the first one is a needs assessment and media analysis. So basically what you're going to be doing in this discussion board is you're going to be arguing your case for your training web page. You're going to convince us that there is a need for this training web page that you're making. You're also going to discuss why a web page is the best option. So there are several ways, as you know, to train somebody on something. Face-to-face training, a book type of training, physical copy of, paper, kind of training, or a web page, something like this. So you're going to convince us, or you're going to discuss why a web page is actually is the best option for this. Then you're going to be responding to at least one other student's post. And this is what I mean when I'm talking about labeling the parts of your response. If you have, argue my case, as one label, discuss why a web page is the best option as the next label, or even if this argue your case is the first paragraph and the second paragraph is discuss why a web page is the best option, that helps me to be sure I don't miss any of this in your paragraphs. I probably won't, but that does help the flow of things there, help me to catch everything. The second discussion board for this week is you're going to discuss your CDS document and the project team. So basically, you're going to discuss the document that you just made for this week's assignment, and you're going to talk about each section of your training web page. So just why it's there, maybe why it was it flows in a certain way, and just discuss it and let us know about your training web page as you've put it together in this document. And then you're going to kind of pretend that for this class you only need to make one web page, but this could become something that is a website, a training website. So if it was something on how to use a video editing software, then one page could be how to upload a video to the software, and then another page could be how to crop video, and another page could be how to use transitions, and another page could be how to put titles in, etc., etc. So this, your training web page could become a very detailed website with multiple pages. So that's not what you're doing for this class. You're just doing one page. But if you were to make it a training website, then discuss in this discussion board, discuss what team members would be needed and how long the overall site would take to create. How long do you think it would take to create? And then you're going to respond to at least one of the students' post as well. So remember, for this class, you're only creating one web page. That's it. But for this discussion board, you're pretending that if you were going to make an entire site that was very detailed, what would that take then? Answer these questions there. And lastly, don't forget there are plenty of readings, and in some of the weeks, or all the weeks even possibly, there are YouTube videos, things like that. So don't forget about that. There's a ton of information in there that really helps us to understand the content of this course. That's it. Don't forget to put a response below for your points for this week. Thank you very much.